The Earth, a tiny piece of this vast universe, is above all the place in which I and all human beings found life. We think the Earth is significant, but it only represents one small piece in one of million galaxies. From all these huge spaces, one and only place contained us and allowed us to survive. Lucky, aren't we? The Earth's location within the solar system allowed it to create a suitable environment for us. The distance of the Earth from the Sun is perfect, not too close to turn our lives into inferno and not too far to turn into an ice cube. The characteristics of the Sun itself make life possible, as it is not too big to the extent that it could burn out swiftly, but big enough to radiate its heat, provide its light, and would take billions of years to burn out. Venus, for example, which is a very similar planet to ours, has extreme climatic conditions, only due to a difference in orbital distance, which means that Venus has no water, as it evaporates directly, and has an atmosphere dense in carbon dioxide greenhouse gas. Our planet Earth's diversity of elements creates a more suitable environment for us to live. 92 elements naturally occurring are present, from which 30 are abundant and about 6 are of radical importance to life, like oxygen. But what is surprising is the fact that abundance has nothing to do with the utility of elements, such that the second most abundant is silicon, for example. It is not based on ease of detection, since the fourth most common element, aluminum, wasn't discovered until the 19th century. Abundance doesn't relate to importance as well. Carbon, for example, is the 15th most abundant, but is crucial to life and to our well-being. Other elements aid the process of sustaining life on Earth, but are not of crucial importance. Another aspect that may be hard to believe is that bubbling magma is in the core of the Earth is one of the reasons why we are here. The gases released builds up our atmosphere, producing magnetic field that protects and shields us from cosmic radiation. Such activity gives us the tectonic plates, which are continuously changing, and thus makes our life possible. The timing of the universe's events is as well the key to our existence today. The presence of a balance of events and timing between peaceful and appropriate amounts of stresses and challenges help creating reasonable periods of stability without asteroid attacks or ice ages. The sequences of events that, for example, eradicated dinosaurs and created a livable atmosphere are the reasons why we can survive peacefully. The Earth as well was blessed with a moon that has a size relative to the Earth, about 25% of its size, in contrast to the satellites of planet Mars, which have a size of only 10 kilometers. Because of its size, much in relation to the Earth's, the moon's effect on the Earth extends from just lighting up the dark night to being responsible for maintaining the Earth spinning at the right angles and speed. But we should take care, the moon's influence will not last for long, since it is moving away from the Earth by 1.5 inches a year, so within 2 billion years we should have found a solution. In this vast universe, in our solar system, the planet Earth is the only planet in which humans can survive. Although the planet seems to be designed to our kind, that's one way to consider the situation. Another way is to say that humans have physical limitations that limit them to this unique planet, planet Earth. The Earth provides us with oxygen for our lungs to breathe in a suitable gaseous pressure, which is extremely important for our survival. Because if the pressure increases, our lungs and veins would instantly collapse. This procedure usually occurs when one exceeds 236 feet underwater. This fatal lung shrinking also was experienced several times in tragic accidents in diving vessels, which are connected with hoses to the surface. Just the second the pumps aren't able to maintain the pressure in the vessel, the air is sucked out vigorously, leaving nothing but the diver's bones, and this is known as the squeeze. Pressure also forces nitrogen bubbles trapped within the human body to move rapidly till it becomes deadly. This process is known as the bends. It was witnessed in coal mines when the pressure pumps up, claiming the life of one of the workers, or in some fancy restaurants at the second at which we open a champagne bottle. Fortunately, the bends can be avoided if divers were quickly placed in decompression chambers, which results in very short period of pressure exposure, not enough for the process to initiate. Another solution is diving carefully through different stages of pressure. However, this requires tremendously high precision. Humans also fail to adapt to variation of temperature. In hot conditions, we become delirious, function slower and consume more water. And if there is not enough cooling, we may keel over for several hours out of consciousness. On the other hand, humans can survive in some sheer cold conditions, and at some point, the heat generated by our body is dominated by the cool weather, and we eventually freeze and die. We are limited even more when it comes to extreme experimentation when a volunteer is required. The Haldane family was famous when it comes to these kinds of experiments. John Scott Haldane and his son dedicated their life to discoveries. John Haldane ran tests on heart problems, strokes in desert regions, effects of toxic gases, and altitude sickness. Later, on the son, JBS, Haldane resumed his father's work as he ran extensive tests on the pressure pot, used nowadays as a decompression chamber, but testing such devices was extremely hazardous. He also experimented nitrogen intoxication, which resulted in several moon swings. Taking all that into consideration, there are people who believe that there is life on other planets. Well, our limitation of technology makes it impossible to be 100% sure that such belief is false. We are limited to a certain degree of discoveries. We can't get deeper than 236 feet underwater without suffering from squeeze, and we can get closer or further from the sun to avoid the deadly hot weather or the freezing climate. All these factors helped allowing humans to survive. The Earth characteristics, the limitations versus adaptabilities of individuals. The Earth is thus the only known planet in our universe for now to provide us with space for us to